Good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. The very first one, the Hasina question. India mulls, an important word, response to extradition request. India mulls something. What is the meaning of the word mull? Mull means to think about something deeply. When you consider something, you think about that deeply, then you should use the word mull. India mulls what? The issue of extradition. Extradition means sending a person to the country of his origin. Hasina belongs to Bangladesh and right now she is in India. If she is sent back to Bangladesh, that is known as extradition. Bangladesh has demanded extradition of Hasina. Based on that, India mulls response to extradition request. Two important words, very important. Coming to the next one, path to peace. Path means a way. You all know that. Peace, Piece, Peace. Peace, truce, armistice, offer, olive branch, all these you have to recollect. And again, when it comes to peace, Piece, piecemeal approach, an important idiom you have to recollect. What is piecemeal approach? You don't take a holistic approach. You try to solve problems one at a time, slowly, gradually. That is known as piecemeal approach, not the right approach. To solve a problem, one has to take a holistic approach or comprehensive or exhaustive approach. Trump's plan to govern Gaza. Secure. You're all trying for a government job. What is the reason? It is a secure job. You all know the meaning, I'm sure. Secure, safe and secure. And here, govern Gaza. He has his own motives or interest. I've just used the word motive. Imagine someone has an ulterior motive or selfish motive. We use the idiom to grind an axe. That is an important one. They've given a few times. Coming to the next one, video emerges. You can see the doctor who indulged in this terrorist act. Delhi suicide bombers seen rehearsing lines. Doctor who committed suicide and involved in this Delhi bomb blast. Regarding that, doing that, looks like he has practiced, rehearsed certain lines. Based on that, a video emerges. What do you see, or what is there in the video? Delhi suicide bombers seen rehearsing lines. When it comes to rehearsal, in the past they would go with plays or dramas. Now, actors, actresses, anytime before a performance, actors, actresses, those who are involved in that performance, they try to rehearsals. And when I talk about dramas and plays, no longer popular, but you have to recollect the word prompting. Prompt has two different meanings. One meaning of prompt to do something quickly, prompt reply, prompt action. Another meaning, when it comes to plays or dramas, we say there's a screen, I'm an actor, I forgot the dialogue. From behind the screen, someone tells me the dialogue. That is known as prompting. Are you guys aware of this? Please respond. Coming to the next one, data point, caste and class factors in NDA's victory in Bihar. I have already done a video. Obviously, you all know that two or three factors played a crucial role when it comes to the thumping majority of NDA in Bihar. One of the factors, two factors rather, caste and class factors in NDA's victory in Bihar. Broad based support across castes for NDA. Because of the caste support, they must have won, they must have got landslide victory or thumping majority. Coming to the next one, QS sustainability rankings. Some ranking, red letter day, important day. Yes, Shrikant, good. And here, when it comes to sustainability, sustainable, it has two different meanings. One meaning sustainable, thinking of the resources wisely, using resources wisely. Another word form, sustain. Sustain means maintain. Based on that, yes, here you have to recollect words like cast. Very good, Divya. Telecast, broadcast, forecast, hurt, cost. All these have the same form. Present form, past participle forms, same. Like cut. Rankings, one or three Indian universities make it to the list. University, versity, both mean the same. They have made about one or three universities. That's a good thing. Coming to the main headline, Supreme Court recalls verdict rejecting green clearances. Recall, something like take back. And it goes with verdict. Verdict, you have to think of the word judgment. Verdict related to what? Rejecting green clearances. Something controversial. You have to read this article. Divergent views based on that. Convergent, joining. Divergent, going in different directions. The majority 2-1 verdict upholds pleas in public interest. Chief Justice of India says it would have devastating effect. Coming to 30,000 crore proposed for a modified Udan. Goes with financial, the budget aspect. Yes, Purnima, plaintiff, acquit, guilty, convict, innocent. Convict, verb form. Same spelling, but as a noun, we have to say convict. Pronunciation changes. Separate section for the disabled in DRDP rules. Disabled. Once we would say physically handicapped, disabled people. Now we don't use these terms. A bit surprising here. Now we say physically challenged. Have you heard of this? Coming to the next one, and you got to be careful with the word separate. Spelling point of view. Yes, all the words related to crime, verdict, alibi, judgment. Yes. Coming to separate, a common error, SEPE, that is not correct. SEPARATE, separate. Al Fallah Group chief detained for alleged fraud. Detain. Detain is a verb form. Noun form is what? Detention. Detained by the police. What does it mean? Held by the police. Imagine someone gets arrested, taken to a police station, kept there for a long time, and not allowed to leave the police station. That is known as detention. Detained, detention, important words. Alleged, we have got so many times, I'm sure many of you know, allegation, accusation, say someone has done something wrong without proof. And once you stop blaming, blaming is allegations, accusations, you stop blaming someone. What are the words you have to recollect? One is exonerate, exonerate, another one absolve. These words also you have to think of. Bail in NIA cases can be denied if trial is timely. Bail, bail out, bail a legal term. Bail out someone means help someone when someone is in financial distress. Here, based on the timing factor, bail in NIA cases can be denied if trial is timely. Trial is not delayed, trial is timely, then they can deny bail. And when it comes to can be denied, it is in passive voice. We can deny something, active voice. Something can be denied by us, passive voice. That also you have to think of. Coming to the pick, here you can see all the boats, and you can, those who are familiar, they know it goes with Kashmir, tourism related. Cold start. This is winter. Based on that cold start. but generally cold has a negative connotation. Imagine before the presentation, I get tensed up, I'm nervous. Then there's one important idiom. What is that idiom? I may say, I had cold feet before the presentation. Have cold feet means to be anxious or to be nervous, usually before doing something big. Cold start. Shikaras, all these are known as shikaras. Moored, an important word. Moor means a place to which the boats or ships are tied. This place is called moor. It is also a verb. It can be a noun, it can be a verb. Moored on the banks of the Dal Lake on a cold winter morning in Srinagar on Tuesday. When you see the word winter, you have to think of usually two seasons trouble us. One is summer, the other one is winter. And two seasons make us happy. The best season is spring season. You see all the flowers, and autumn, the leaves drop. It is also known as fall season. And why are these two, summer, winter, they trouble us? Peak summer, too much of heat. What do we say? Scorching heat. You have to think of the word scorching. Scorching. Scorching heat. And winter, you feel something is biting. Then you have to think of biting cold. Very good. Sai Ganesh. Biting winter, we say biting cold. That you have to recollect. Coming to the other one over here, top Maoist leader Hidma wife among six killed in AP. Goes with Maoist movement, and top leader has been killed. It is regarding that. Coming to the last one for today, I think here we have one more. 51 Maoists arrested in major AP operation. Simple. Kerala moves the Supreme Court seeking SIR postponement, citing staff shortage during local body polls. Tell me what is the opposite of amongst you have to recollect. Good, Divya and Kavya. Tell me what is the opposite of postpone. Indians have created a word and became part of standard British English in 1972. Prepone. Prepone opposite postpone. And that you have to recollect. Coming to citing, three important words you have to recollect. CITE, cite means quote. SITE, plot, and SIGHT, visual. All the three words come under confusing words. And what is the next one? Staff. You all know it is a collective noun, and you have to recollect important examples: committee, jury, staff, team, family, group. And the two rules that go with collective nouns. One is usually collective nouns usually take a singular verb and a singular pronoun. But if the sentence denotes division, the same collective noun takes a plural verb and a plural pronoun. That you have to recollect. That's all from the front page of today's Hindu paper. Let us go to the editorial. Today's editorial, very short editorial, easy to understand, should not be a problem, and not too many words, hardly 4 or 5 words. And let us see how it goes. But I have brought mini mocks, important questions based on exam topics. Today, you're going to work on error location, fillers, not words, phrases, mains level, and odd sentence, mains level, para completion, mains level. Let us spend time on the editorial vocabulary. Only a few words. What is the very first one we have got for the first time? What is it? Bad tidings. Have you heard of this any time? Bad tidings. Bad tidings means bad time, bad times. Good tidings, good time. Part of speech, noun, it is an idiom, it's a phrase, bad news, unpleasant information. Usually it goes with news. Good news, good tidings. Bad news, bad tidings. Example: the collapse of the quarry brought bad tidings for dozens of families in the region. means bad news. Word combinations or collocations, bad tidings per, bring bad tidings of disaster, trouble, herald bad tidings, means launch, bring about, bring. I never heard of this. We have got for the first time. Word usage used to describe news that signals, as I said, it goes with news that signals trouble, danger, or misfortune. Synonyms: bad news, grim news, sad. Yes. Distressing news, distress, a state of worry. We use the word distress, an important word. Unwelcome news. Antonyms: good tidings, good news, encouraging news. Do remember an important one we have got for the first time. Have you heard of this any time? Even this word we have got for the first time, though it goes with geology and geography, can be used in everyday English. What does it mean? First part of speech, straddle. Straddle is a verb, it is a regular verb. Meaning, to extend across or spread over multiple areas, regions, categories, or issues. Something spreads over different areas, different regions, or different ideas or different issues. Then we use the word straddle, an important word we have never come across. Example: the district lies in a region straddling five states rich in mineral resources. Today's editorial is all about. Yesterday, I read out the news item, quarry accident. Based on that, word forms: straddle, straddling, straddles, straddled. Word combinations: a region straddling states, issue straddles politics and economics, spread in politics, spread to politics and economics, straddling boundaries, straddle both sides, straddle two worlds. Important combinations: word usage used for geographical spread or when something belongs to or influences more than one area or category. Something influences more than one area or one category, then you can use the word straddle. Or spreads across a few regions, you can use the word straddle. Synonyms: span, spanning, extending across, bridging. Antonyms: confined to, limited to, or restricted to. Rampant, we have got a few times. I usually give the combination. Corruption is rampant. Rampant means widespread. Part of speech adjective: widespread and uncontrolled, growing or spreading rapidly. It has a negative connotation. Do remember. In English, certain words have positive connotations, certain words have negative connotations. Example: opposition leaders allege rampant illegal quarrying in the region. Widespread illegal mining or quarrying. Word forms: rampant, rampantly. Word combinations or collocations: rampant corruption. This is a typical combination. What is a typical combination? Rampant corruption, rampant illegal mining, rampant inflation, rampant rumors. Usually, rumors we say wild rumors spread like wildfire. That's a different combination. Rampant exploitation, rampant crime. This is also a typical combination. Crime is rampant in that particular region. Word usage used to describe undesirable things that flourish without control. Undesirable things, unwanted things flourish, thrive, to do well. Usually those words go with business. Synonyms: unchecked, widespread, unrestrained, uncontrolled, pervasive, all pervasive, widespread, prevail, prevalence, you have to recollect. Antonyms: controlled, limited, restrained, contained. A rule of thumb. Have you heard of this any time? This is an important one they have given a few times. It is an idiomatic expression. Have you heard of this? It is a noun phrase, idiomatic expression, meaning a general principle based on practical experience rather than precise calculation. Some people take decisions or some people act based on knowledge, based on science. But some people, based on experience, they know what is good, what is bad. They take decisions based on hands on experience, based on the gut feeling. Then we say a rule of thumb, an important one. The blasting distance was decided by a rule of thumb, not by scientific measurement. When you want to decide the distance, uh, taking if you take into consideration explosives, then there are two ways of dealing with that. Where to plant the explosives? One using scientific method, the other one using a rule of thumb based on hands-on experience. Word forms fixed expression because it's an idiom. Word combinations as a rule of thumb, a general rule of thumb. Be silent. Follow a rule of thumb, basic rule of thumb. Word usage used when giving rough practical guidelines rather than exact rules. You don't talk about exact rules, but practically you think, okay, fine, if you do this, then you have to use rule of thumb. Synonyms: general guideline, practical rule, rough estimate, approximation, precise calculation, exact measure. That's all about the words. Let us go to today's editorial. As I said, easy, short, doesn't take a lot of time. But after that, when you work on mini mocks, you may find the questions challenging. Pragmatic, practical, yes. Bad tidings, bad news. To whom? On India's quarries and mining. What is the main idea? The problems with India's mines are deep and structural. At the outset, the writer tells us there's a problem. What is the problem? When it comes to mining industry, it seems the problems are not shallow, they are deep, and they are not based on a particular dimension, they are based on structure, entire industry. Now let us see how it goes. Sonbhadra is a name that indicates wealth and good tidings. A particular region is called Sonbhadra. That is a name that indicates what? Two things. One is wealth, property, and the other one is good tidings, means good news. Where is this region? Then the writer has to tell us what is this area, the name of the area he has given us, where is it? As a part of a region straddling Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, and Madhya Pradesh, arguably India's richest in terms of mineral resources, though not in human development. This district in Uttar Pradesh is also India's energy capital. The writer in this sentence tells us about the district which straddles how many states? Straddling five states: UP, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, and MP. And arguably means no one can deny that the richest, India's richest in terms of mineral resources. And there's a contrasting word, though. When it comes to human development, it is not the richest, though it is the richest when it comes to mineral resources. And also, this district in Uttar Pradesh is also India's energy capital. That's a good point to remember, static GK, which is known as India's energy capital. This one. Coming to, it is home to some 6,000. Why is it called India's energy capital? The writer wants to substantiate or justify. It is home to some 6,000 megawatt of coal plant capacity, nearly half of all of Tamil Nadu's. And why to write this article? Something happened on Saturday. What exactly happened on Saturday? On Saturday, a stone quarry collapsed over nearly a dozen workers in Obra in the district. The death toll, the number, is mounting, means increasing, even as hopes are still alive. Hopes are still alive means the members of family of those people, they still hope. Perhaps they are alive. Hopes are still alive that some may have survived. We don't know, it's only a hope. Perhaps they are waiting with the fingers crossed. The state government has ordered a three-tier, usually SSC exams. Many educators also say tier 1, tier 2. Wrong. Tier 1, tier 2. Do remember. Here, three-tier probe by the what are the three dimensions? District administration, the police, and the mining department, based on the three-tier investigation probe. And FIR. All our students know when a word begins with a consonantal letter, we have to use a. But if a word has a consonantal letter, but it has a vowel sound, then we should use an FIR. And our students know the examples as well. An FIR has been filed, present perfect passive voice, against the quarry owner alleging negligence of safety protocols. Quarry owner has been blamed, has been pointed out, and on what grounds? Based on negligence. Safety protocols. Negligence of what? Safety protocols. Protocols mean official procedures. But if there were indeed violations, what was the government doing? The writer is questioning. Fine, there were violations by the quarry owner, but what was the government doing? Questioning the government. State disaster response workers reached the site from Mirzapur, making a case for their local stationing in an area that has over a dozen stone quarries and other mines such as coal along the Vindhyas Kaimur Hill range. It talks about the response and based on the response, the team, what is a purview, what do they cover? It talks about that also. That has over a dozen in that region. How many quarries are there? About a dozen. But there's one important thing you have to focus on. Other mines such as coal along the Vindhyas. Why should we use a definite article there? Because there's an important rule that goes with articles. What is that rule? Before a mountain range, before mountain ranges, we should use a definite article the Himalayas, the Vindhyas, the Andes, the Alps, and before the name of an individual mountain, we should not use any article. The Mount Everest, wrong. Only Mount Everest. That also you have to recollect. Questions have been raised. Tell me which tense is this? Present perfect passive voice, not active voice, passive voice. Questions have been raised about the level of safety training of workers and them having adequate safety gear. Here, the better word would have been their having. You may ask why. Please listen very carefully. Why means here having. It is like it is a gerund. Before a gerund, we have to use the possessive form and not the object form. A typical error, people say, please excuse me coming late. Me is not correct. It is object form of a pronoun. We have to say, please excuse my coming late. People may laugh, but that is what you have to say. My possessive form. Coming, verb ing form used as a noun. That is known as gerund. Here there is a problem. But common error. People say, please excuse me. Like that, them having, no, they're having a better word. But the problems are deeper and structural. Main ideas being reiterated. Opposition allegations of rampant illegal quarrying are not fanciful stuff. I mean, some validation is there, some justification is there. Stone quarries represent the lowest end of mining and often the least safety conscious. When you take this mining industry, quarries at the lowest level, lowest rung, and they're not bothered about the safety measures. They're not safety conscious. Conscious is not correct. Conscious. A lot of people say time is precious. No, time is precious. Delicious, not correct. Delicious. Conscious. Stone quarry contractors are often small time operators. Obviously, they are not big players, they are small time. Ideally, microgeological studies need to be done to plan the cutting. There are two terms used by the writer: macrogeological studies, microgeological studies. When you read the editorial, you understand macro done by the government, micro supposed to be done by the quarry owner, but they don't do that. That is a problem. Ideally, microgeological studies need to be done to plan the cutting. These studies will clearly flesh out the weak joints, means expose the weak joints and fracture lines on hill slopes where cutting should be avoided. Along, at these points, they should not go for cutting. Cutting should be avoided. We should avoid something, active voice, something should be avoided, passive voice. And should is used to advise or suggest. Another function, chances, but less possibility, less chances. The government may do broad and general geological studies at the macro level before leasing the blocks. Government does at the macro level, then it leases out the quarries. Then the person who owns the quarry has to go for micro. But once contracts are given out, micro studies, say at the square kilometer level, are rarely done by the individual contractors. This is the problem. Micro level, not done by the individual contractors. Rarely done. We have to think of the idiom once in a blue moon. A lot of students, candidates rather, they read the Hindu paper once in a blue moon. What does it mean? Rarely. It is just luck that there are not many more accidents, geologists point out. Lucky that we don't have a lot of accidents, according to the geologists. Blasting design is a science that accurately assesses the size and throw of explosives needed and therefore at what distance the explosives should be set off. You all know mining, quarry, they use explosives, they blast, and there's science behind that. Where to plant the explosives, what should be the impact, what size, what impact. It is something based on science. But people are not following science over there, they're following the rule of thumb. But explosive size and distance are often just rule of thumb based on hands-on experience, practical experience. They decide, okay, here, there, rule of thumb, decisions. Such open minds need to be benched. There's a new term goes with that particular industry, a lexical term. What does it mean? Small horizontal plateaus cut along the slope of a hill. It seems they have to cut small horizontal plateau cut along the slope of a hill. This ensures safety and decreases chances of a wholesale quarry collapse, as in Obra. Obra, what happened? The quarry collapsed. When they do this, they can avoid that. Investigators will need to find out to what extent these basic measures were followed, not just at the site, but across the region. Now, investigation is on. Investigators have to find out to what extent the safety measures or the safety protocols were followed, not only at that particular region, but not only that particular site, across the region. Ironically enough, some of the best minds and technologies are available at IIT, ISM, Dhanbad. Whether this is ironical. The best brains that deal with quarries and mining industry, they are available there. IIT is there. There they have the best talent, the best minds. But still it has happened over there. Means entire quarry, entire wholesale here means entire thing. Whether there is political will to leverage here means to to use something to the maximum advantage. Here are the best minds of IIT Dhanbad. Whether there is political will to leverage them fully in the area is a bigger question. That is $1 million question. It ends on that note. Let us go to questions based on your comprehension skill. Try to read and answer the first question. What is the primary concern highlighted? Whenever you read a question based on the passage, focus on the key words. What are the key words? Primary concern. highlighted. What is the primary concern highlighted by the editorial? Shortage of coal, absence of advanced technology, the deep structural and safety issues in India's mining quarrying sector. Answer is C. Should be easy. What can be inferred about Sonbhadra's mineral rich nature and human development? The writer tells us mineral rich, but not to that extent when it comes to human development. The district is wealthy, high mineral resources have translated. The region is mineral rich but underdeveloped in human indicators. Second one also C. Yes, Kavya, first one to respond. What does the author imply by asking, but if there were indeed violations, what was the government doing? When the writer poses a question like this, what is he trying to tell us? What does he imply? The government had no legal authority. The government was actively monitoring. The government may have been negligent in enforcing safety rules. No, third one is not B. Third one is C. They were not serious. They were not monitoring properly. That's why it happened. The government may have been negligent in enforcing safety rules. What does the author suggest as a major reason behind frequent accidents in small quarries? Frequent accidents in small quarries, what is the reason behind? A writer tells us about macro level, micro level, that you have to recollect. Lack of large scale modern machinery, they're not relevant. Failure to conduct, as I said, micro level geological studies. Answer is C. The tone of the editorial is best described as editorial is about an accident. It cannot be celebratory and optimistic. It cannot be neutral and descriptive. But when you read the editorial, you understand. Writer has criticized and also, to some extent, worried and a word of caution also, based on that critical and cautionary. Humorous, no chance of humor. Apologetic, why should the writer apologize? Critical and cautionary. Now, based on exam topics, error location. Read this one, try to spot the error. A lengthy sentence divided into parts. Your job is to find out where exactly the error is. Opposition parties have alleged a purported collusion between the ruling party and the ECI, even though no verifiable evidences has been presented to substantiate the claim, justify the claim. Question number one, Purnima says 1D. There are two ways of looking at this. If you focus on this, then you may think this is wrong, but nothing wrong with this. There's a problem here. We cannot say evidences, that is not the correct word. No, no, no. Many of you have got it wrong. No, no, it is not D. Where is the error? C. C has the error. What is wrong with C? Verifiable evidences. We don't use the word evidences, that is in the plural form, not correct. We have to use the word evidence. When you say evidence, obviously singular verb, nothing wrong here. You got to be careful. It is not about the word and verb combination, it is about the word form itself. Evidence is wrong, it should be evidence. Exactly. Error location, one more question. The Mahagathbandhan failed to consolidate public sentiment after the Yatra, nor it succeeded in linking livelihood concerns with the inclusivity of the SAR process. There's a clue for you, question number two. Should not be a problem. Here we have the clue. What is a clue? Nor. After nor, the clause should not be in affirmative form. It should be in interrogative form. That is known as inversion. Nor it succeeded past tense. What is the interrogative form? Did it succeed? Nor did it succeed. Did it succeed? Interrogative form. It succeeded, affirmative. We cannot use affirmative form after nor. It should be did it succeed? Nor did it succeed in linking something. A good question. I don't know how many of you have got it right. Go to the next one, filler, but not based on words, based on phrases. Contextual awareness is important. Only then you can choose the correct option. High women's turnout in revised welfare schemes, the NDA's electoral advantage. They have done two factors have resulted in their victory, advantage in the sense, the reasons behind the success. Once you understand the context, then you should be able to. 3B. Here, brought to light means make public. Kept at bay means maintain safe distance. Ran counter to, against something, set aside, not to involve. Accounted for. Accounted for in this context means reason for. Usually, account for. That has a different connotation. In this context, what does it mean? The reason. Based on that, answer should be B. Very good. You guys got it right. Opposition parties raised doubts about the ECI, but they failed to produce evidence that their claims, that could support their claims. One word you have to think of before you go to the options. Question number 4. No, stand up for goes with stand up for someone. We are not talking about someone. We are talking about you say something, you need some evidence to support what you say for your statement. That is a context. Live up to goes with expectations, cut across, spread across, step away from, move away. What is the answer? Back up their claims means support their claims. No, not A. A is not correct. Stand up for their claims. Stand up for someone. We are not talking about someone. We are talking about support. And what is a phrasal verb? Back up. Back up your statement, back up your claims means show evidence. Answer is C. Word usage, choose a sentence where manipulate is used correctly. Manipulate someone, manipulate data has a negative connotation. The leaders manipulated to address voters' concerns sincerely. Based on this word, you cannot consider the first one. The party was accused of manipulating data to show better performance. Seems okay. The voters manipulated their ideas before voting. You don't manipulate your ID, not the right combination. She manipulated into, grammatically wrong. The opposition manipulated with, grammatically wrong. So, what is the answer? The party was accused of manipulating data to show better performance. Manipulate the information, manipulate the data. Perfect combination. Answer should be B. Coming to odd sentence. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which sentence is odd sentence? Means 4 sentences go with a particular theme. Fifth one also may go, but odd in the sense somewhere something is wrong. Then it becomes the odd sentence. A different context, easy to answer. Same context, but something is contradictory. Then it's a bit challenging. The NDA benefited. from high women's turnout and targeted welfare schemes. That means they had a strategy. The opposition alleged manipulation in voter deletions during the SAR. The ECI was accused of showing perceived bias. NDA did not have a proper strategy. The Mahagathbandhan failed to consolidate support after the Yatra. All the sentences go with elections, election results, three parties, three stakeholders: the incumbent government, the opposition, and the Election Commission of India. But here, first sentence talks about positive. It shows that the NDA had a strategy, and because of that, they got that advantage. Fourth one is contradicting this one. The NDA did not have a proper strategy. Answer is fourth one. 6-4. Sukesh has got and also some feet. And Anil Kumar, very good. And Ravalika also. Odd sentence. This is actually para completion. The opposition attempted to frame the deletions under SAR as a targeted attempt to weaken its support base. Its support base means the BJP NDA support base. However, the data failed to show any systematic pattern linking deletions with political preference. What is the background information? The Mahagathbandhan alleged some names were removed, and those names they did not support the BJP, they supported the Mahagathbandhan. And Election Commission of India has done it deliberately. But they did not have the proof, no evidence. That is a contextual awareness. Therefore, the campaign's narrative was strengthened. No evidence, it cannot strengthen. This made the argument appear more rhetorical than evidence based. Answer should be B. Ah, very good. Many of you have got it right. No evidence, it becomes rhetoric. Rhetoric means what? Superficial talk to sway the masses, influence the masses without any evidence. I have brought 5 idioms, try to get all the 5 correct. Keep to oneself means be reserved. Know the ins and outs of something means to know something thoroughly. Leave one high and dry. When someone is in problems you don't support, then we say he has been left high and dry. Leave one in distress. Let down, fail to help or support. Make a dent, make a slight impression. So, what is the correct order? DAECB. Keep to oneself. He always keeps to himself. Means he is reserved. Know the ins and outs. He knows the ins and outs of the issue. Means he knows complete, he has complete information. And leave one high and dry. When he was in financial distress, he was left high and dry by his friends. They did not help him. I was let down by someone. Means someone did not support me. And the next one, make a dent, make a slight impression. His presentation has made a dent or hasn't made a dent. Either way. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.